This is the story of the Frog Prince. Long ago, there was once a king who had 4 beautiful daughters. One was so beautiful that the sun was jealous whenever it shone upon her, and she was also very vain, and would spend much time in front of the mirror. When she wasn't gazing into the mirror, she would be found playing with her golden ball next to a pond in the forest. However, one day she dropped the ball into the well and it sank, and she began to cry. And then, in hearing her cry, a frog appeared out of the well and said, "Princess, why are you so sad?" And the princess replied, "Oh, Mr. Frog, I am so very sad. I dropped my ball into the well." And the frog replied, "Well, I could retrieve it for you, but what would you give me in return?" And the princess offered him her fancy clothes, her expensive jewelry, and even her crown. But the frog simply shook his head and said, "Such things are not meant for me. What I would rather like is to be your friend." And then the princess was disgusted and said, "A frog, my friend? Frogs are gross. I don't want you for a friend." And then the frog said, "All right then, guess you'll never see your ball again." And then the princess said, "Wait," and then thought to herself, "Okay, I will play along with this. However, once he gets my ball, I will just snatch it up and run away, and I will never have to see him again." And then the princess said, "I agree, and to your terms." And then the frog said, "Oh, very well. I would also like you to invite me to dinner. Here, give me a silken pillow to sleep on next to you, and a kiss." And then the princess just said, okay. And then the frog dived into the well. After a while, the frog managed to retrieve the ball and throw it in front of the princess. However, the princess snatched up the ball really quick and ran away, leaving the frog all alone. Later that evening at dinner, there was a knock at the door. And then the princess sent over a servant to open the door, and she was very surprised when she found that the frog had followed her home and said in a very loud voice, dear princess, you did not fulfill your promise. In exchange for retrieving your ball, you promised to be my friend, invite me to dinner at your palace, a silken pillow to sleep on, and a kiss." Hearing this, the king asked her daughter if this was true. She denied it at first, but her father wasn't fooled, and she had to tell the truth. "Yes, father, I promised him these things, but he is a frog, and I will not hold my promises to him." The king sternly said, however, "As a princess, it is your duty to uphold your promises. And you will uphold your promises, be it to a man or a frog, and you will uphold your promise today." And he sent for a chair for the frog, and the frog happily hopped up and ate heartily. However, the princess lost her appetite, knowing what was to come later that evening. When the frog finished, he turned to the princess and said, "Dear princess, I am full, and it is time to retire to bed." Grudgingly, the princess carried the frog to her bedroom, plopped him on a very nice silken pillow, flopped down and tried to go to sleep, hoping to avoid the kiss. However, then the frog said, "Dear princess, I still would like my kiss." However, the princess said, "I will not kiss you. You are cold and clammy and warty." And then the frog said, "If you do not, I will tell your father." And then, giving up, the princess said, "All right, fine." And the princess gave the frog a kiss, and he transformed into a handsome young prince. And the princess was so surprised, she hopped out of bed and asked, "Who are you?" And then the prince replied that he was that he was once a man that was cursed to be a frog by a witch. But the spell was broken when she kissed him. And then it came to pass that they fell in love and became married, living happily ever after.
Amen.
The end.